Damn. There's a little velociraptor behind you. Hopefully you can hear this. Look. What are you making all that noise for? Look, say hi. Look, there you go. Look at that baby. Look at that baby. He's so cute.
Tiffany TV. Tiffany TV. Tiffany TV. Tiffany TV. Tune in on Monday, tune in on Tuesday, tune in on Wednesday, tune in on Thursday, tune in on Friday, through the weekend. Oh, Tiffany TV. Tiffany TV. Tiffany TV. Tiffany TV.
Hi guys. I have not done a YouTube video in a few months. The last one I think I did was the Q&A with my doula, and that was the postpartum Q&A. I have not had time, and that's just what it is. I mean, I am big on quality, you guys know that, so I've been vlogging on my phone and getting some stuff, but I really wanted to sit down and do like an interview and really talk to you and like get these answers directly out. You know, it's been a whirlwind. Motherhood is amazing, but it is very challenging and it takes lots and lots of adjustment. I would expect nothing less because, I mean, if you just think about it, you're bringing on a whole new life in your world, a little human life. You can't predict how that baby will be, and you kind of just have to jump all in, and that's exactly what happened. He is a happy baby. Overall, he's very calm, he's very observative, he stares you in your face, and he's like looking, and he knows exactly what he's thinking. Like, I feel like he's been here before. But you know, the transition into motherhood, especially entrepreneur into motherhood, has been a challenging one, trying to find my work-life balance, my wife-mom balance, my wife-work balance. It's just literally like standing on one foot and balancing so many plates. But overall, it's been amazing. I mean, as of now, Ever is 4 months old. He will be 5 months on February 17th. He is currently screaming. That is his thing. His new thing is screaming. He literally sounds like a little dinosaur. He's starting to really roll over and push himself over. He smiles a whole lot. He reacts to you. He's scratching on things. I think that is like his new obsession with his nails. Scratches on the side of his bassinet, on the couch, and people. He scratches your skin and he grabs your hair. I call him Little Spider-Man because his hands just like stick to everything. But he's getting so big, and he's at the top of the growth chart for 4-month-olds. When we went to the doctor last, he was 17 pounds, and I think he was 3 months at that time. Yeah, I think he was 3 months. So yeah, my baby is a big baby. He's big. I'm doing my best not to overstimulate him, not to get him too many toys. It's hard because he's a kid and I just want him to have fun, right? But you know, he's been using Lovevery play kits. You got a good grip there. Look at you. Yeah, bud. And the Lovevery mat, and he loves it. We got him this standing toy recently, which I love for him for strengthening his legs, but it also has lights and toys. But you know, I was trying to get him like only the educational stuff, but I want him to have fun too. So we're gonna do a balance. He watches Coco Melon every morning. Every morning Kev takes him down. Well, every morning that he's not working, he'll bring him downstairs. I meditate for an hour and he watches his Coco Melon in his chair and then takes a nap with Daddy. That has been amazing because for the first 2 months I was not meditating just because I was so busy. I didn't have any type of routine or any type of schedule. And now we found that routine. Taking him in the morning and allowing me to really just have my time to get myself together. It's the best. So I wanted to answer some of the questions you guys had, but I definitely did want to go over that stuff first. His milestones right now: he's talking, he's smiling, he's laughing, he's screaming, grabbing on everything, grabbing toys, grabbing faces. So he When he was born, he had super smooth skin, but as we went along, he started to get really dry skin on his forehead, and then that transitioned into cradle cap. So what we were doing was I was just trying to wet it and soak it kinda, and using a massage brush to like massage his hair and get it out. I can't say that it was the best remedy because it would get stuck in his curly hair. So he's just really getting rid of like all the dry skin on his scalp. Now it's just dry, so I'm trying to figure out what to put on there that's not too strong for a baby, but that will work. And now it has moved to his skin, so we're seeing like signs of eczema. He's really chunky, so he has like, you know, rolls on his neck that you gotta clean inside of every day, multiple times a day. And he's just getting like little dry patches and like bumps on his neck a little bit, and like a little bit of a rash. And now we're seeing like flush red cheeks every so often, and we're not sure why, and I feel it getting a little dry. So I'm in the process of trying to figure out his skin. A lot of people have asked me what I'm using on his skin. We're figuring it out now. I just bought the whole Aveeno eczema line, and we've been using that. So I've only been using it for about a week and a half now, so we'll see as we go along. I'll let you guys know how that's working. As far as mommy, I am feeling back to myself. And I've talked to a lot of moms that are like, no, you know, you become a whole new person when you have a baby. You know, there's nothing to kind of go back to. But I will say this. I think because I did so much spiritual work and inner work up until having a baby, I really became the woman that I felt I was meant to be. I felt like I loved that woman. And so getting back to her and getting back to a routine that allows me to feel at peace and appreciate everything around me and just continue to be in alignment, that was major for me. And I didn't have that for the first 2 months because I wasn't meditating and I wasn't having my me time, and you know, I was just getting used to caring for a baby. And I can say now at 4 months, I feel the most myself that I've felt. So it's like as we go along, I really am starting to feel like myself again. Of course, with an added amazing bonus, like even better, because now I have this little boy and he is so joyful. You know, like you have the nights where you don't sleep at all. He just went through his 4-month regression, and I am speaking into existence that we are out of it. For the last few nights, we've been getting back to our regular sleep schedule, which is he'll sleep for like 4 hours, wake up to feed, maybe 3 or 4 hours, wake up to feed, and that I can do. But his regression, he was waking up like every hour, and even in that hour, he was like tossing and turning. So we really were getting no sleep at all. And those were the hardest nights. I mean, to me, those were harder than even the newborn nights. You know, it's crazy because you could be so exhausted, and I'm like, please go to sleep. But then he'd wake up in the morning, and I'm like, oh no, he's up. And I look, and he's like smiling. And then it's all out the window. I'm just like, oh. And you can't help but laugh and pinch his little cheeks and start talking to him. So it has been definitely just a roller coaster. It is a roller coaster of emotions, you know, like you're tired and you're frustrated, but then that little baby smiles or laughs or giggles or does something silly, and you forget all of whatever negative feelings you were feeling, you know. And yeah, you're gonna feel some negative feelings most likely. Because you're going through changes and you're going through hormonal changes. I haven't felt any depression. If anything, I felt more just super emotional and frustrated because my work is what I love. So doing this and talking to you guys and giving you feedback on things I went through and inspiration and letting you know what I could have done better so you can do better, all of this is what I feel my purpose is, and it's what fulfills me. And so, but this is what fulfills me. And so it's what makes me feel most connected to my purpose. When I can't find the balance to do that, it does make me feel off-centered, you know. It does make me feel a little frustrated. So, but I've been taking it easy on myself as best I can. But I'm just really excited to be a working mom. I want to, of course, I spend so much time with my son. Thank God I have the option to spend as much time as I want with him. But I definitely want to make sure that I'm working as well, because it fulfills me. And I love connecting with you guys and communicating with you guys. So, yeah. Just make sure I covered everything. My hair has started to shed a little bit. I'm noticing a lot more hair coming out when I'm detangling. Even right now with it being stretched, when I pull, I mean, it's not coming out. Oh, yeah, like there's like a piece that just came out right now. It's not crazy, but I am noticing shedding. So between getting some herbs and oils from my best friend who loves herbs and like specializes in all of that. She's gonna make me some oils, and I'm also gonna try rice water. I'm gonna go to my girl Jazz Marie's page and follow her rice water trend, because she also had postpartum shedding and she used a rice water to get her edges back and everything. My edges aren't as bad. I've always had like lighter edges. I really noticed it in the middle for the most part, like just coming out when I'm detangling and stuff. So I'll keep you updated with that. I did not gain weight. I mean, I gained weight from my pregnancy. I gained like 25 pounds, but I almost lost that immediately because it was mostly water weight and just the baby. I lost weight. I lost my butt. And so I'm trying to get back into the gym, back to working out. I just signed up with Divas Fitness, and I am hoping that I, can work out and get my muscles toned back up. And so I'm not focusing on weight loss. I'm really focusing on actually getting my weight back and getting my muscles strong again. So what I would suggest for anybody who's watching this, who is asking like, what advice would I give you now that I'm on the other side? My mom has been cooking for us each week. Like, she'll make us like 2 meats, 2 veggies. If I want rice, if we want potatoes, whatever, she'll make us like pans of food so that it's lasting us throughout the week, so that we're not spending so much. So I'll just give her money, for her time, of course, and to get the groceries, and she makes us food. I figured doing that rather than paying like a meal plan place, I give the money to my mom and she just makes us food because I love my mom's cooking. So I just suggest that you have a plan in place for food, because you have to eat and you will forget to eat. I promise you'll forget to eat. In the beginning, I forgot to eat so many times. Like, I'd have like 1 meal or barely any meals, and it was just because we were just moving so much and you're just so occupied. So make sure that you have food in place so that you don't have to worry about that. We signed up with the app WAG, W-A-G, and we have a dog walker that comes in. So like the days that Kev is working and my mom can't come over, it's really cold. Like, I think it's like 20 something degrees outside right now. I don't feel comfortable taking Ever out, even in a stroller or a carrier. So I hired a dog walker, and I have someone who I can call on any given day just to walk the dog, and it just takes that pressure off of me, And I'm aware that everyone's not in the financial position to like, pay for food and like hire out. But if someone's asking you for a gift, like right now when you have your baby shower, or someone's just saying like, how can I help? If someone's saying, how can I help? Just say, if you can, like, I don't know, send a meal a week, or I don't know what your village is, but like if you can pay for a dog walker for a few days, or when I need it, can I whatever, and maybe you want to put that money aside. Like, those are things that you definitely want to think about. I mean, if you have a pet, I'm talking as if everyone has a pet, but like those are things that has helped me to not feel so much pressure, like to cook, or that I have to figure out how I'm walking the dog, how I'm doing all this. Like, no, I take that pressure off of myself. And I thank God that I'm now in a position where I can talk about hiring a part-time nanny. So I will be doing that, because just like people who work 9 to 5s pay for daycare and all types of stuff, working from home, I need someone to be with him so that I can get my work done, because I never know when he's gonna start crying, when he's gonna want to feed, when he's just not in the mood. And everybody with a child knows it's hard to get stuff done with the unpredictability of a baby. So yeah, definitely having that help will take that pressure off of you. Okay, so now I'm gonna jump into some questions that you guys had on Instagram. So one of the first ones is best way to lose baby weight. Again, I just spoke on that. I didn't have that issue. I barely gained weight. I've always been thin my whole life. So anyone watching this, when you guys look at me and ask how I keep in shape or how I got my body back after the baby, I'm not someone to look to for that. I am not that. Don't look and say goals. I have always been very naturally thin, and actually quite the opposite. I've always been trying to gain weight. It's only very recently that I've just like self-love overload and just really been trying to accept my body for what it is and love my body and dress my body, the body that I have. So, while you guys say goals, I had a long period of insecurity about my very slim body. Again, just really in my 30s starting to embrace and love exactly how my body is. So I really wanted to put that out there to let you know, like, everybody has insecurities, and I did not like work out crazy. I didn't do anything crazy after the baby. I lose weight really, really fast, sometimes too fast. And so that's what happened with me, and that's what's happening now, where I'm trying to at least get back to my pre-pregnancy weight and put some muscle mass on, because I lost a little bit of curves that I did have. So yeah. How big was Ev at birth? Ev was 6 pounds 13 ounces, and last we went to the doctor's was on December 28th. That was a month ago, and he was 17 pounds. My boy has gained 11 pounds in 3 months. I know, y'all, he's a big boy. He is growing so quickly. I can imagine now he's probably 20 pounds by now. Yeah. I'll keep you updated with that. I think our next appointment is in March, so we'll see. Did you experience postpartum hair shedding? I'm kind of experiencing it now, so again, I'm gonna keep you updated with what I do, and if anything changes, it gets too bad, of course, I'm gonna, try to figure out what I can do, but I also know that it's hormonal, and I'm trying not to freak out. If anything, I'll try to do low maintenance hair styles, low maintenance hairstyles, and I know my doula also recommended that I wash my hair more often so that it's not super tangly by the time that I go to detangle, and that way it will, help me have less shedding. So again, I'll give you feedback once I've really, God forbid, but if that happens. Does it ever have a side he likes to feed best on? This is funny to me because I was just looking at the at the monitor, and you can see this one is bigger because he just fed on this one, but this is his favorite one, so this one fills up all the time really, really quickly, and it's full right now. So yeah, this one is like flat, and this one is it looks like I have something stuffed in my bra. Insane. But yes, this is his favorite side. Did your nipple get a scar at any time? Not a scar. I did start to crack and bleed in the beginning. I was using the nipple butter as much as I could. Every time that he was getting off, I was using it, and I was letting my nipples dry. I was doing all the things that I thought were right, and I still cracked a little bit. It could have been the way that he was latching in the beginning, but I personally just feel like that was just my sensitive body adjusting, because after that, like, I would say it did that, and then after like a day or two it healed, and then I started to get used to it. I wasn't fully used to him latching and breastfeeding until like 6 weeks in, I would say. By the time I started to pump, that's when I waited 6 weeks. The time I started to pump was when I would say I started to really just be used to it and feel no pain or anything. But yes, I did. I cracked. No scarring though. They look normal to me, except for when he first gets off of them, and they just look huge. I know you mamas know what I'm talking about. They just are like elongated and huge and weird, but yeah, nothing crazy. Are you losing a lot of weight? Not a lot of weight, but I lost probably 5 to 10 pounds lighter than my pre-pregnancy weight. So I lost weight, not a whole ton, but enough. Have I gotten my menstrual? No, not yet. And I'm not missing her. I will let her take her vacation as long as she wants to. When she's ready to come back, come on back, girl. But you stay away as long as you need to. How do I handle family and friends visiting and spending time with baby during COVID? Okay, so there's not a lot of people that come to visit. The only people that can come visit are people that have gotten tested, or that get tested regularly, or that are completely quarantined. So like my mom, my dad, my brother and sister, for the most part are quarantined for the most part, or following precautions whenever they do have to go out or whatever. So those are the ones that see him the most. My best friend is a nurse. She doesn't come over. That's his godmom. She doesn't come over often, but she follows protocols to the T. And his other godmom is completely quarantined for the most part, and only lives with her mom, so that's who comes over. But if anybody asks to come over, I do ask that they get a test, and that's it. There's not many people though. There's not many people that have come to visit him in this whole time. We've been having FaceTime and Zoom meetings with everyone, but yeah. Oh, I will say this. My family did contract COVID during Thanksgiving, because the one time that I did let up, I felt like numbers were starting to go down at one point. And I remember right before Thanksgiving, they said it was spiking, but I was like, my family has been so safe. They have gotten together all throughout the summer, and everybody was safe. And the one time I decided to bring Ev around the family, we did, 10 members of my family contracted COVID. Kev was included, and I feel like I had it at one point, but what happened was everybody that I would trust to leave him with to go to a testing site or leave the house, everyone was at risk. So there was no one for me to leave him with. Kev was quarantining down here. I was upstairs with the baby. And so what I said was like, I was just gonna rock out. If I felt bad, I was gonna go. If I felt like he got bad or anything, I was gonna go to the hospital. But we quarantined for 2 weeks, and yeah, we're good. Stay home. How is breastfeeding at 4 months? I'm so used to it. It's good. I'm trying to pump more so that he can go stay with his grandma more often, or when I'm tired, Kev can get a bottle, and when I'm working, like, he'll have milk and stuff like that, and I don't have to be interrupted. So that's the only thing that's changed now at 4 months, is that I'm pumping a little bit more. But yeah, we're good. Like, I'm completely used to it. I love it. I love the bonding time with him. I'm enjoying it because I know it won't last forever. So I'm enjoying breastfeeding. It's exhausting because whether you're tired, whether you're sick, anything, you still either need to pump or feed. So it is definitely exhausting, but for me, it's worth it for sure. Like, I love it. I love looking down at his little face. And it's our moments of like, he's doing this thing now. He's popping off. Like, every time he hears something, he pops off my boob. He's like looking around, or he pops off if he wants to talk and laugh. It's the cutest thing ever. My little baby. Okay, let's go back to questions. What was the hardest part of the 4th trimester for you? Now, if you don't know what the 4th trimester is, it's what us mamas call the point after giving birth, the 4th trimester. For me, it was communicating with my husband what I needed, because you don't know what you need. So I kind of had to tell him, like, there's times where I need him to just offer things, just offer to take the baby, just offer to feed the baby. I need to not have to figure everything out on my own, because I'm already doing 15,000 math problems in my head. Like, you know, when did I last feed him? Is he okay? How am I feeling? My emotions, my hormones are all over the place. Did I take a shower? When can I take a shower? When he's with his dad, should I take a shower, or should I sleep, or should I meditate? Should I get work done? It's like, I'm already here, right? So like, then having him ask like, well, what do you need? It's kind of hard because I don't know. There's so many things that I can use. So I think communicating with him and us getting on that same page of like, I don't want to get frustrated with you, and we're on the same team, and I just need you to sometimes just offer to do things, just offer to take the baby, just offer to feed him, you know what I mean? Like, those things help me the most. So I think for me, it was communicating how people can actually help, because the question, do you need help? Yes, I always need help, always. Like, this little human is demanding, and not to mention I'm an entrepreneur, so yes, there's always things to be done, but communicating what I need was a hard, and it is still sometimes a hard part for me. So I'm still juggling and figuring that out, and then finding that work-life balance, because my work is a huge part of my life. Like, talking about, you know, inspiration and motivation and fashion and all these things, these are like my life. This is me, you know. So finding that balance, and then, you know, balancing that with being a new mom and making sure that I'm giving my baby the time that he needs and the love and the attention that he needs, and still pouring into myself and pouring into my marriage. Balancing those things is a thing. But we have been dating, and that feels good. You know, since Ev has been here, I think we've went on like maybe like 3 or 4 dates. We've had our content shoot days, which we make into dates anyway. You know what I mean? But we had a very purposeful date off last Friday, where we dropped him off, we laid around, we relaxed, and then we got up, we got dressed, and we went out to dinner. And it felt really, really good. You know, it felt really good to just have that. And we went to one of our favorite restaurants. I had some drinks, he had some drinks. It just felt, you know, like our old times, and just reminded us, like, you know, we're still a young married couple, and we still love to have fun. So yeah, so that's been the hardest part, just finding that balance. What supplements am I taking? I'm only taking Ritual postnatal vitamin, and occasionally I'm still taking my placenta. But other than that, I'm not taking anything else. They did try to put me on iron, but you know, iron can back you up, and I haven't been feeling low energy, so I haven't been taking it. But yeah, that's it, just my prenatal and the placenta. Are you taking anything to help with lactation, like teas or anything? No, I'm not. I haven't had a problem with producing milk. My production has been really, really good. I just want to gain more of a supply. But no, I'm not. If you are having problems with lactation, I would definitely tell you to get a lactation consultant. I will put my lactation consultant's information here, so you can email her. I'll also put it below. You can email her. You can contact her on Instagram. She's so helpful, and she's so knowledgeable. Like, she's helped me through so much. Oh my God, that piece of hair, y'all, is getting on my nerves. I need to wash it. Yes. So my lactation consultant, she can definitely help you and let you know easier ways before bringing in supplements. Or I should say more effective ways before bringing in supplements. Baby items that I purchased that I either regret or things that I did wish that I bought. I think that's what you're asking. Yeah. So items that I purchased that I regret for me was the snoo. I was so excited about the snoo, and our family, you know, gave us a big chunk of money to get the snoo. And once I got it, I felt really guilty. So number one, Ev is a baby that likes to move a lot. So he did not do well with being tied down. He didn't sleep well. He would start crying like really, really hard for the first few nights we tried it. But then I also felt guilty because I'm like, he's a newborn. And I am big on, like, he just came out of the womb for 9 months. Like, he wants to be with his mom. Like, you know, so I just felt bad about putting him in the snoo and having that be his comfort. So it just was a no-go for me, just for me. And I think I needed to experience it. I needed to have him here to see him and to become this mom, to be like, that just didn't work for me. If it works for you, amazing. Just personally, for me, it just didn't work for me. Anything else I regret? No. I had a lot of people telling me that the wipe warmer was gonna be like, I wasn't really gonna use it. It was gonna dry out. We live by that wipe warmer. We have 2 in the house. We're about to have 3. 1 in our bedroom, 1 in his room, and 1 down here in the living room. And my mom has 1 in her house. And I'm trying to get a little portable one to put in his bag for when we go places, because I love it. Like, we use it so often, it doesn't have time to dry out. The only time that they dried out is when the COVID scare happened and Kev was quarantining down here and we were upstairs. Come on. Oh, double.
Still low.
Well, this is the interviews now, guys. So here he is. I wish you could say hi, Boodoo. And this is his new thing too. His hand is just a wandering, hitting, doing all types of stuff. But yeah, as I was saying, our wipe warmer, we love our wipe warmer. The only time that the wipes dried down here was during our little COVID scare when Kev was quarantined down here and we weren't using the wipes down here for like 2 weeks. So that was the only time we seen them dry. But other than that, we live by the wipe warmer. The wipe warmer was like, that's one of the things I tell people to get all the time.
Yeah,
like, that's like a godsend and a given. Yeah. I think we did pretty good. We got mostly everything that was recommended for us. So the one thing that I did have this on my registry, and I took it off once we got the snoo, because I was like, we're gonna have so many bassinets. So the co-sleeper that connects to the side of the bed, I would have kept that on, because right now this little boy is going crazy. His new thing is like tossing his head side to side and like sleeping under one of us, which I know is like normal kid sleeping things, but like, if we had that co-sleeper that connected to the side of the bed, I would love to just put him in that little thing. I think sometimes we still think about getting it, but we're talking about like now starting to sleep train him a little bit in his nursery and get him into his crib and, you know, putting up the monitor in his room so we can see from our bedroom. So we're gonna start doing that soon. My heart is like wrenching thinking about it, because even though he's sleeping wild, I love having him right there where I can just check on him and roll back over and go to sleep. So it's like I'm rushing it, but I'm not rushing it. Another thing that helped us in the beginning, he just grew really fast, but we had the co-sleeper that was in the middle of the bed. And that was helpful, because in the beginning we had him just sleeping in between us, like on the bed when he was small. And then we started having him in the co-sleeper. And then once we started doing that, we both felt a little safer. But of course, there was like little to no space for us. So I think just going with that bedside sleeper from the beginning would have been best. Pajamas. So I started to buy the wearable gowns. And those were the best, because the ones that we got, I'll link them below, they were like thick material, so it's like keeping him warm. He doesn't have to be like under our blanket or anything like that. And then also it's easy for changing him during the middle of the night. You just unzip, you change him and zip him back in. It's no buttons, it's not putting his feet back into the pajamas or anything. So yeah, I would say that was one of our best purchases. Those are things that I recommend for every parent. And especially once he goes into his crib, You know, I won't be able to check on him every 2 seconds to make sure he's warm, so I'll be getting thicker ones. There's ones that's actually like the weight of a blanket to put him in to make sure that he remains warm, you know, when he's not in between his mommy and daddy. Other than that, the pajamas with the zipper from the bottom up is helpful because you don't have to take off the whole pajama to change their pamper in the middle of the night. You can just zip up halfway, take his legs out, change them, and put him back in. So that was helpful too. I think that's it. You know, overall, motherhood is only adding to my life. And right now, like, we're in the adjusting period. There are the frustrating times. There are the exhausting times. But I think Kev and I always say to each other, like, as exhausting as it is, we would do it all over again because this little guy is amazing. He brings so much joy and laughter and happiness to our lives. Like, watching him grow each day and do something different and make different facial expressions or react to something that we do. I feel like kids literally keep you young if you can just enjoy them. Like, not try to change them and make them anything other than what they are. Just enjoy their little happy spirits. Yeah, we're good. We're good over here. I think I answered everything that you guys asked me on Instagram. I'm sure you have more questions, so if you do, leave them below this video. I'll be doing these updates monthly, so you know, you can always leave the questions there and I'll answer them next time. I'll try to answer in the comments, but I'll definitely put it in the video so it'll live somewhere on my channel. But yeah, we're good. Thank you guys for checking in. Thank you for tuning in, and I hope you enjoyed this catch-up vlog. I will be dropping lots more on YouTube now that I have an editor, and now that, you know, Ev's getting a little bigger, a little better to handle. So not as unpredictable, but we don't know because every week is different. So we'll see. But I will have lots more content coming on YouTube. Let me know if you have any videos specifically that you want to see or anything you want me to answer. And until next time, guys, keep living in love, in light, and in your truth. Mwah. Bye.